about the importance of coming out and hitting them first when you have a high-powered offense like that.
Yeah.
Just how pleased were you with your group's ability to do that tonight?
I'm extremely pleased with how they played tonight. They came out right away. They took on the challenge. Our coaches did a phenomenal job with the game plan, going through walkthrough yesterday and showing the details of what it takes. And our guys did a fantastic job following the game plan.
The Pacers have the league's #1 ranked offense. The Bulls have plenty of offensive firepower. For you guys to string together 3 first halves like that, just how much is that a reflection of the way that the team's really defending the way you want them?
Well, understanding, defense travels, defense wins. And I think we have to continue to understand that. You got guys that want to defend, that understand how to defend, and just, again, them having the ability to follow the game plan the right way. Our coaches did a tremendous job putting it together for them. And, just so pleased of how we came out in that first half.
You said yesterday Jalen was feeling good in practice after everything, but how did he look out there from your perspective, and how did he help you guys tonight?
How do you think he looked out there?
Pretty good.
Pretty good. I think he did a great job following the game plan with Tyrese. Was physical, and the one thing that was so impressive, he played himself to exhaustion. And that's one thing we've asked these guys to do: play themselves to exhaustion, call for a sub, and then we'll get you back in. But these guys played hard. They understand exactly how defensively we need to play night in and night out.
Anything else? Just to go 3-1 on this road trip. Going back home for a 6-game homestand. How will that help your team?
It's huge. I think the road, it helps these guys build camaraderie, the chemistry that's already there. To be able to go 3-1 on a road trip, with the East is not easy. And I told those guys that in the locker room. You have to say you're proud of yourselves, but you got to know the work that it takes to continue to do it. You can't relax just because you go home. That sometimes it even gets being harder at home. So you got to make sure we keep the same level of focus, the same camaraderie, and the level of defense that we've kept up in this trip.
You talk about growth, the way that you guys came out in the third quarter to really put them away.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's a talented team, but to come out and do that after the experiences in Chicago, just how much growth does that show?
It's huge. I think our guys need to know coming out in the second half that you got to treat it like it's 0-0. Knowing that teams, when they're down, they're going to come out, they're going to apply more pressure, they're going to get into you more. That's going to be more physical. You can't expect certain calls. You just got to play the right way. We have to continue to dominate the simple things and find pleasure in the small details.
Thank you, Coach Mose.
Thank you.
Go ahead, man.
Jalen, when you have the league's #1 ranked defense in yourselves and the #1 ranked offense on the other side, I imagine it's important to come out and hit first. How did you feel you guys did in that regard tonight?
I think we did great. J.I. said it basically said an unstoppable force meets an immovable object, and that's offense versus defense. And that's what they've been, man. And they've been playing fast. They've been flowing, shooting the ball, putting guys in tough scramble positions. And I think we did a great job in being locked in. Amir did a great job with the scout today. And the rest of the coaches did a great job in getting us prepared. And we had the game plan we knew we had to do, to come out and handle business and get out of here with a win. And I think we did exactly that. So I think a great night from everybody. Continue to build, continue to grow off this. But, going 3-1 in a row, that's growth for us, for our young team. And, we're happy for that and can't wait to go run Orlando now.
When you look at the 3 first halves you guys have strung together, both games against Chicago and the one tonight, what is clicking for you guys to do that to 3 straight teams with offensive firepower?
Just come out and hit them in the mouth early. It's like a boxing match. Once you got in their head, that they don't want to get hit. They want to play. They don't want to play physical. They don't want to play against tough and defense where we're flying around and there's not many driving lanes. And when there is a driving lane, you're getting met in the paint. It's not many free buckets. That's hard to play against. Night in and night out. So just continuing to be us. Do that and set the tone down there, and the offense will take care of itself.
How do you feel physically after this one, after losing the last game and coming back tonight?
I feel good. Feel healthy, ready to go play another one. You know what I'm saying? Things happen, things pop up, there's what it is. I think me and the training staff, we all did a great job in getting on top of it early, handling it, taking care of it, being smart, about how we're going about it. And we missed one. Boys handle business. I got complete trust in them. Come back and we take care of business tonight. That is part of this league. That's part of my growth. So I feel good, very healthy.
I'm wondering when, if at all, you sensed a change in their body language. You scored the game's first 11 points, and you were up by 21 after a quarter.
Yeah.
Did you feel or sense from those guys, like, just a change in how they felt going against you guys?
Really not until the second half, honestly, until they subbed everybody out. This is a very talented roster, man, and a very talented offense. They can get it going. As you see, they got it going early, quick, and they came out and punched us in the mouth at first, beginning of that second half. And, that's where the growth comes in. And, we took that punch, we regrouped, came back and made a run of our own, and then continued to, pace with them. And once they went out, down 30, 30 plus, when them starters go out, it gets pretty quiet for them to come back in. You know what I'm saying? There's not much time for them to make a run at it. So, once they went out, we kind of knew we had them, and then, just cheer on the rest of the boys. That's all.
Your coach describes you as someone who plays himself to exhaustion. Just how much do you buy into that mindset and really try to set that tone defensively?
Well, I needed a sub today. I'll tell you what. I almost got a sub at the 8-minute mark. I was gassed. They play fast though, but trying to match that. You know what I'm saying? And when you do that, and you playing against somebody that makes you uncomfortable. Won't go away, won't quit. You start to question, are they ever gonna take a step back? And then you start to take a step back, and that's when you really put the foot on the gas. And I don't know. I think for me, playing hard is the standard. It's not an asset. It's not an attribute that players have. I think that should be, just the bare minimum. And I've done it all my life. So just trying to continue to be who I am. Be what got me to this point, and continue having fun with his boys because we have such a great group. I'll do whatever for them. I'll dive on the ground. I'll get banged up. You know what I'm saying? I'll play in the paint. I'll do whatever. As long as we come out with wins, and I know I'm doing it for these guys on our roster. I'm cool.
Thank you, Jalen.
Thank you.
Imagine as the league's #1 defense going against the league's #1 offense, it's important to come out and strike the first blow. How do you feel you guys did in that regard tonight?
I think we did a great job. I think we started fast. We didn't let our foot off the gas in the third quarter, kept the lead. I was just happy with our performance all around.
When you look at 2 straight games in Chicago, holding them to 33 points in the first half, another great first half defensive performance tonight. What are you guys doing, in that regard that's traveling and carrying over from game to game in the first half?
I just think it's the mentality. We got the personnel, we got the guys to sit down and guard. So then it just comes down to mindset and, just the willingness to do it game in and game out.
The first half of these last 3 games have gone pretty similarly. Come out really strong, and the last 2 obviously came down to the wire. But for you guys to hold through the third and eventually fourth and sub out players, you mentioned the other night you're learning how to win still. Was this another step in that learning process?
Yeah, I think so. That was just the message at halftime in the locker room. Like, we knew we had a big lead, similar to the leads we had in Chicago. So we know how those games ended up, down to the wire. So we know we didn't want to give Indiana a chance to get back in it. And even though they sort of kind of did at the end, not really, but, we was just happy with how we finished the third, still having that 30-point cushion.
Does that message come from the coaches, or is that a player that thing?
Oh, that's players for sure. I think we got a lot of guys who not afraid to speak up. When we came in the locker room, it wasn't any real, good job and, kind of soft, messages. I think everyone was just telling each other it scores 0-0. We know how the second halves have been going for us, so we got to start fast. And the first 6 minutes of the third quarter we got to win those. So.
Paolo, when you look, when the schedule came out, it looked like a tough start for this team. You had West Coast trip, 4-game road trip. To emerge from that with the record that you guys have now, just how pleased are you with the ability to handle the early season, schedule adversity?
Yeah, I think we're all pleased to start how we have, even though we feel like we dropped a couple that we should have had. So but we're not surprised or not super duper happy. We just gonna keep doing what we're doing. We got still stuff we need to work on, get a chance to play some games at home in front of the home fans, and so we're going to embrace that and, try and have this momentum travel with us.